everyone. So today I'm going to be showing just a quick tutorial on how to create kind of like a tie-dye dot for International Dot Day. So some supplies that you're going to need, you are going to need a coffee filter. So you want to ask your parents at home if they have any coffee filters that you could use, and then also a washable marker or markers. You want different colors, of course. So once you have that supplies, there's a couple different things you can do when decorating your coffee filter. You can either fold your coffee filter in half and create an image just on one side. So you're gonna create on one side. So what I did is this one, I just did some different dots and using different colors and kept it folded. Same thing for this one, I kind of did like a rainbow design. Or you could leave it open and you can draw a design on the front. Now your designs can be anything. As you can see, I did swirls, dots, I colored in mostly on this one. You could write your name, you could draw pictures, but just know that it's gonna create a tie-dye effect. So if you do like a picture, you know that once we start adding a little bit of water onto it, the marker is kind of going to spread and blend. So probably best to maybe stick with either coloring in shapes or creating patterns or designs using lines. So then once you are done decorating them, and I would also say make sure you have like a piece of paper or something underneath as you are doing this. Coffee filters are very, very thin and you don't want to get any of it on your table. So I would use a piece of paper underneath your coffee filter. So once you create your design, then what you're going to do is we need to add some water to this. Now, if you have a spray bottle at home that you can spritz a little water onto it, great. If you don't, that's not a big problem. All we are going to do is you can use a cup of water and just a paintbrush. So I think I'm gonna add to this one first. And I'm gonna keep it folded as I do this because since the coffee filters are so thin, this side you can see is already kind of transferred onto that side a little bit. So I'm just gonna take my water, and you can see I just kind of dot it. I can either just put a little dot of color kind of in the center, and you can see it spreads out a little bit. I could kind of swipe it across the circles if I wanted to do that. The more water you add, obviously, the more the color is going to spread. But you don't want to get so wet that your coffee filter starts to fall apart, because then that's a big no-no there. We want it to still stay intact, but you want kind of your pattern to spread. So I'm just going to go in and maybe add a couple extra pieces to where I know the marker hasn't kind of bled onto the other areas yet. But you see it kind of creates that cool little tie-dye effect. And so once I have done that, since it was folded, it has also gotten wet on the other side as well. And then I can open it up and reveal my design. So really, really cool. So I'm gonna show my other designs really quick here as well. So for my rainbow, I'm just gonna take instead of kind of dotting it like I did on my first one, I'm just gonna take it and I'm just going to spread it. And I'm just gonna kind of come up from those colors, kind of like I would with a normal rainbow. And so this one, because I kind of colored in more, is just gonna be really, really saturated with a bunch of color. Whereas on my other one, because I still had a little bit of white space, you can still see some of that. All right, so there's my rainbow. So carefully, and your fingers might get a little dirty, guys, with some marks, but that's okay. Part of art is being a little bit messy, and that's okay. I'm trying to get this apart so I can unfold it. Oh, there we go. Don't want to be careful so I don't rip it. All right, so there's that one. That one looks pretty cool. Set that to the side so it can dry. And then my next one, as you can see, has a lot of white space to it, more so than my other ones. So I'm just gonna kind of do that dot technique where I'm just kind of dotting the water on and just letting it spread as it wants. So I'm just gonna dot all of my little spirals here. All right, and you can see that that one started to spread already. So this one's got a lot more white space than my other ones, but still creating this cool kind of spiral polka dotted look. Awesome. So with this one, guys, this is really kind of an experiment, trying different colors, what colors mix together, what patterns can you make, the designs and what's gonna come out, because again, with tie-dye, you never know what it's gonna look like in the end, but that's part of the fun. So once you are finished, you're gonna let that dry for a while. I would suggest just kind of setting it to the side, let it dry for a couple hours. If you're brave enough, you can set it outside. Just make sure it doesn't blow away, because we don't want that to happen. And then you have your fun dots. And the other thing that you can do with these that's pretty cool is you can hang them in a window or like tape them up in a window and the light shines through them. So if you make like my cool little rainbow one here, I might hang this in my window. So then when it shines through, it'll have that rainbow effect. So kind of like stained glass too. So lots of fun things. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and celebrating our International Dot Day.